The first concept I thought was interesting was authentic leadership, and authentic leadership has three different definitions. So for intrapersonal, that is leadership based on self-concept and how our self-concept relates to our actions. It relies on the life story of the leader. It's about finding your story, understanding it, and connecting meaning to it. There's interpersonal, which is relational, leaders and followers together, the response of the followers in an integral part of identifying someone's authentic leadership. It is a reciprocal process. Leaders affect followers and followers affect leaders. And there's also developmental, which is leadership that can be nurtured and develops over a lifetime. Leader behavior is grounded in positive psychological qualities and strong ethics. So for example, self-awareness, internalized moral perspective, and balanced processing. Another concept I found to be important was transformational leadership, and that is the process where a person engages with others and creates a connection that raises the level of motivation and morality in both leader and the follower. This type of leader is attentive to the needs and motives of followers and tries to help followers reach their fullest potential. So more specifically, authentic leadership focuses on whether leadership is genuine, so authenticity or realness, and the model of authentic leadership focuses on self-awareness, which is reflecting on our own core values, identity, emotions, and motives, internalized moral perspective, which is self-regulatory process using internal moral standards to guide behavior, balanced processing, which is the ability to analyze information objectively and explore other people's opinions before deciding, and relational transparency, which is being open and honest when we present ourselves. So the image to the right demonstrates the 5 characteristics of authentic leaders, which is understanding one's purpose, awareness of one's values, strong and trusting relationships, self-discipline, and heart. So authentic leadership involves having real-world experience, processing those experiences through some type of reflection, and seeking honest feedback from others. On the other hand, transformational leadership is a process between leaders and followers. There's an engagement with others / the creation of a connection, increase in motivation, increase in morality, and leaders help followers reach their fullest potential. So there's this role of charisma where charismatic leaders actually act in unique ways that have specific charismatic effects on their followers. So the picture to the left demonstrates the 4 I's, which is inspirational motivation, which communicates high expectations, shared vision, enhanced team spirit. Intellectual stimulation, which stimulates creativity and innovation, challenges followers to question their own beliefs, the leader's beliefs, and the larger organization. Idealized influence, strong role models, high standards / moral and ethical conduct, deeply respected and trusted, and individualized consideration, which provide a supportive climate, listen carefully to individual needs of followers, and delegation to help followers grow. Within the New York Times article, Jack describes neighborhoods as more than a collection of homes and shops, more than uneven sidewalks or winding roads. Some communities protect us from hurt, harm, and danger. Others provide no respite at all. So he talks about this pattern of exclusion and racism. So there's this life in privileged communities where children are able to go on streets because they're safer, they have access to good schools, and they're able to interact with neighbors who can supply more than, to quote, the proverbial cup of sugar. And on the other side of the spectrum, there is this life in distressed communities where basically they are learning to distinguish between firecrackers and gunshots. So Jack focuses on how different environments have a profound impact on children's cognitive functioning, social development, and physical health, and violence disrupts learning in ways equivalent to missing 2 years of school. So for example, he talks about the SATs, and instead this is serving as a reminder of poverty because he was not able to afford the book or take practice tests. Within the Ubuntu article, so this concept is a cultural value system of the Bantu people of Southern Africa, and the word emerges from the Nguni languages of Southern Africa. Ubuntu is actually seen as a leadership philosophy, so it invokes traditional cultures, balances the past by learning from it, the present by examining immediate and pressing concerns, and the future by providing a vision. So it also inspires individuals to expose themselves to others and to encounter the difference of their humanness to inform and enrich their own. And this phrase in italics refers to being human is to affirm one's humanity by recognizing the humanity of others in its infinite variety of content and form. So it recognizes a respect for particularity, individuality, and historicity. So the image to the right expresses the model, and so within the model there is modeling the way, there is communal enterprise and a shared vision, change and transformation, interconnectedness, interdependency and empowerment, collectiveness and solidarity, continuous integrated development. And so basically Ubuntu's purpose is to redefine social relations so they become more egalitarian, transparent, and democratic. So after completing Module 9 and reading and learning more about the Ubuntu leadership style, I am most curious about what other forms of leadership are offered around the world. So Ubuntu is specific to South Africa, so I'm kind of wondering, are there other forms of leadership like Ubuntu in Asian countries, European countries, or even like in the Australia region and New Zealand? And if there are, how do these forms of leadership compare and contrast to Ubuntu, which has already had so much research done in analyzing this form of leadership?